Hey guys, Jamie here. Today I'm going to do a quick video on how to create an archaeological CV. So first things first, you are going to want to go into Microsoft Word if you have it and open up just a basic resume template to get started. So for example, mine looks something like this. Okay, this is page 1 of your CV. You're going to want to have your name and any sort of academic title that you have. So mine says MS after it, which is Master of Science, which is my degree title. Directly below that, I have my address, phone number, and email. If you want to have your contact information front and center so that your employer knows how to get in touch with you. Directly below that, I have a subtitle called Experience Summary. This is where you are going to refer to yourself in the third person, and you are going to write a brief narrative about your work experience, relative work experience, and any sort of pertinent skills that you have for the job that you're applying for. So really sell yourself in this paragraph. A lot of times if an employer has, lots and lots of resumes to go through, he might only look at this experience summary, this really quick blurb that you have. So really craft this into a piece where you can sell yourself. Directly below that, you can put any sort of mission statement or personal statement you have if you feel passionate about it. All right, the next heading that we have is education. So you're going to want to display right up front any pertinent degrees that you have. So, PhD, master's, a bachelor's, you're going to want to go with your highest degree first and then continue down from there. You're going to want to say what your degree is, what you got it in, the year that you got it, the name of the institution, and the city. You're going to call out in a subcategory below that whatever your major was and highlight any relevant coursework that you have. Okay, next section is where we highlight our professional experience. So this is where you're going to want to put any paying jobs that you have that you want to show this employer. So what you'll do is you'll put your job title, what company you worked for, and the dates that you worked for them. If you're currently still working for them, you'll just put your start date and the year, and then right through present. Directly below that, you'll do a really brief narrative summary about what your job duties were, anything like that, and then where this job happened. Was it in a specific county? Was it in a specific state? Just call that out. So I have a couple examples there. And really, if you're just starting out, the more things you can put on here, great. But this is only a place where you've actually been paid a paycheck for your wages. Directly below that, we have a subcategory called academic experience. This is where you would highlight any sort of research assistant or teaching assistant or apprenticeship, any sort of thing that you've done that gives you experience in that way. So I have an example that, my title was a research assistant. It was at the University of whatever, and then the date range that I was there. And then directly below that, following suit with what we've been doing everywhere else, you're just going to do a brief narrative of, what my research assistant duties entailed, and then where this occurred. So go ahead and do all of that. I should also say, if you don't have any academic experience, you can change that title to volunteer experience and put in any volunteer opportunities that you've had, and just sort of structure it the same way. Okay, this next subheading is called project experience, and this is really a companion piece to any of the professional experience that you have above. So project experience is where you're going to call out very specific projects that you worked on related to the jobs that you talked about above. So if you haven't actually had a paying job yet, then you probably won't have anything to put right here. If you have had a paying job, what you'll want to do is you're going to write down the name of the project that you worked on. So for example, I called this the Rowan Gap excavation project. You can say what company you worked for. I worked for this CRM company, and then you'll say the year. Directly below that, you'll write what you did. So for example, in my example, it's an excavation project. So you can say worked on a crew excavating a prehistoric site that dated from this date range, in this county. So, and you'll know what projects you worked on because you'll have, billed to them when you were working. So just go through any projects that you have, list them here. This area really helps show the employer where your experience lies. Maybe you have a lot of survey experience and they can see that from here. Maybe you have a lot of excavation experience or, lab analysis stuff. This is where you'll really call out that individual stuff and show them what you can do. Directly below that is a subtitle called Publications and Reports. So if you have written any professional articles or CRM reports, this is where you'll want to do it. I have a couple examples here of reports that I've written. They're all formatted in American antiquity style. I won't go into that here, but you can do a search online and see how you do that. It's pretty standard for any sort of referencing that you would do for a professional academic paper. Okay, directly below that I have a subtitle called Presentations and Meetings. This is really good because it shows your involvement in the wider archaeological community. So if you have done a poster or a paper at any kind of archaeological conferences, so for me we have the Great Basin Archaeological Conferences or the even bigger national SAAs, the Society for American Archaeology. If you have presented anything, been a part of a symposium or given a talk or been a discussant, you'll want to put, your name, what the name of your paper or poster was, or a symposium, and then the name of the meeting that it happened at and the location. So this is really good too because it not only, above have you been showing all of your professional experience and everything, but this is really showing how you are continuing to be involved. So I suggest if you're getting started in archaeology and you haven't attended a local archaeology conference or professional meeting, make that something that you should do so you can add something here because this really sets you apart from other candidates who haven't gotten involved. Okay, we're getting to the last few sections of our CV. The second to last heading is called Professional Affiliations. This is where you'll want to call out if you're a member of the Society for American Archaeology or Utah Professional Archaeology Council or, Graduate Student Advisory Committee. This is where you'll want to say, what you're a part of. And lastly, the subheading is called Awards and Honors, and this is where you can kind of just show off any additional accomplishments that you may have. So you can see the examples that I listed below and go ahead and put that there. And it looks like from here you are done. Okay, so that's my quick summary on how to put together a CV. If you're just starting out, then your CV is going to be really short. It's not going to be very long. The more experience that you have and the more things that you can add to it, you're going to have a pretty long CV. I think right now mine's around 8 pages. So, it really highlights everything that you've accomplished and what you can do. And when your CV does get to be, over 5 pages long, that's what makes that experience summary at the very beginning, where you narrate everything, that much more important because somebody is not going to take time to read 8 pages of CV. So, hope this helps. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to shoot me an email or comment on the video and I'll get back to you. And if you need other help, I'm looking at templates and ways to do that. I'm sure you can go online and find stuff. So, best of luck creating your CVs, guys. Bye.